Hello, hello. Welcome back to Transport Fever 2, brand new playthrough, because I just could not stay away from this game while waiting for the third one to come out. So I think what might be kind of fun is to not do one that is only trains. Just have fun on a relatively large map with relatively few towns, a lot of industries, and see what we can get ourselves into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a temperate, very large map with a low number of towns, very high number of industries. I can add a little bit of water in. Okay, I wanted more than that. See if I can get like a little bit more. I might shuffle this around a little bit. Let's see if I can get a decent layout. Okay, that's not bad actually. You know, I might just stick with this. But I do want to make sure that I can use everything. So I'm going to turn on a couple of mods here. I don't know if I want no Indier on vehicles, because that would be kind of annoying to deal with. But I did get a couple of mods. I've got a Move It mod that should make it a little bit less painful to do adjustments to things. And I want to add others in, but I also need to make sure that I can, you know, still play the game. Oh, I forgot to check advanced settings. I want all vehicles, American town names, just because that's what I'm used to. Temperate environment, easy difficulty is fine. Everything else is setting normal. I just didn't want to play with only American vehicles, because the last time we figured out that that does not give us a lot of options for trains, to absolutely nobody's surprise. But I was thinking, you know, starting 1900. Easy difficulty, up to 6 cargo types. Normally it's 4. Industries never close, because that's an annoying mechanic I don't really care about. And I guess we'll go ahead and get started. It's not cheating. It's exploiting a weakness inherent in the system. Hopefully there won't be too many brambles. Oh, God. Me and those brambles, man, I'm telling you. I just finished recording the next Water Beavers episode. Wasn't actually a bramble palooza. This is more of a pine resin frustration episode. But we're making some good progress. Hopefully you guys are having a good evening so far. Or I guess very early morning for our friends in Europe, or over on the other side of the Pacific, if you say so. I mean, hey, the game lets you do it. It's not cheating. So let's see what we were given here. All right, gonna hit pause. January 1st, 1900. Don't care about any of that. All right. Ah, yes, the mighty city of Waco. Allentown, Pennsylvania, really? Amarillo, Corona, Victorville. We're really going for like the middle of nowhere places, huh? Victorville, Stockton, Murfreesboro. Talk about middle of nowhere. Everett, I believe that's Washington, where the Boeing plant is, and Akron, Ohio. Okay. Well, this is a pretty decent map for what I was wanting to do, which is to have like a ring road for trains. And then a couple things in the middle of the map, and this is actually on a body of water, as is Waco, and Akron's not too far behind. Yeah, we can work with this. So, let's start out. Okay, hold on. I saw some absolute children say that people born before 2000 were born in the 1900s. Accurate, but the pure audacity. Yep. We are vintage, ladies and gentlemen. Unless you were born after the year 2000, in which case, I guess you're not vintage. But man, if you're born in the year 2000, you're 26 years old. Oh God! All right, I need to move on. Now let's find a starter industry that we can just kind of get things going with. Seems like getting bread made from Murfreesboro is going to be pretty easy, because this is just right here. So we'll keep that in our back pocket. Everett also right here with the building materials seems like a good choice. Akron also. Wow, we've got some really convenient industries. Let's see. Allentown, maybe a little bit less convenient, but still not too bad. Fuel for Amarillo. You know, there is not too much super close, but there is some. Corona with the building materials, not a great setup for that. Yeah, in fact, I don't see any. I don't see anything for a quarry near here. That's gonna be something else. We're gonna see what happens. Schrodinger's alarm clock. Yeah, there you go. All right. Don't want to. I guess we'll start... we can start with Everett. Seems fine. Remember, because we're not playing trains only, we do have access to buses, streetcars, planes, ships. Well, not planes yet because it's 1900. But I did want to go ahead and get this laid out. I have to get used to middle mouse button not being pan or move the thing around like it is in Timberborn. Probably going to end up redoing a bunch of these roads. We don't have access to anything super great right now because, again, it's 1900. But we can massively simplify our road network here. Small country road, nothing's going to go fast enough for this to be a problem. I don't care about these tips, go away. I'm going to probably go for medium and then just have this, for now, curved. Let's just bring this into a spot that is kind of useful. But I am going to probably just go ahead and take this road out and start redoing as much as I can. We don't need this to be set up like that. Yeah, we want to bring all the cargo into town in the correct spot and not have it be a complete pain in the butt. So why don't we do something like this where we can keep track of not making stupid roads. Come on, go straight. Yeah, let's just bring it right into here. I do not want player ownership of a lot of this because I want to encourage the cities to expand. This won't be a big deal. Let's put that intersection there. And one thing I do kind of want to do in this playthrough is to explore having the trucks not really drop everything off in town because, you know, we do have the unload stops. I want to have truck stations outside of town and then have a distribution network that handles it from there. Not going to have everything run through a central rail hub because this isn't trains only. But we can try a couple different things. So, truck station. In terms of this being a convenient thing for trucks to get in and out of, may actually be to our benefit to kind of pre-plan a little bit. And then make like a one-way in, one-way out kind of setup. If this is going to be truck station, you're going to want to have a couple of platforms. Let's make this... Let's make them 3 long. Come on. I probably won't need 2 platforms on either side, but I do want to have enough space to do stuff. Cargo buildings, I can fit small ones here and here. And then I think I can get away with having a street connection on this side. If this is going to be an entrance, turn right going south into it. Oh, that goes on the side. Aha! Okay, well, this just got a lot more interesting because I had not considered this being a thing. Let's go in and let's go out and let's take that away. Let's see if this helps. Hey, Josh. Pre-plan for inevitable chaos. That is the goal. What's going on? We're playing Transport Fever 2. So this is going to be our drop-off for the town of Everett. This is just very, very close to the construction materials plant. But we are going to, you know, actually play the game correctly, not try to game locations for where towns go. But now I think about it, this is tantalizingly close. It's tantalizingly close. How much closer would I had to have gone? You know, am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it? I really, really want to know when Transport Fever 3 is coming out. Okay. All right. If I put this here, everything from this building materials factory will automatically be teleported to this terminal. I'm going to be bad. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Let's just let's just do that. Then I guess I can have one way in, can go this way, one way out, can go that way. And this is just like a regular. I got those completely backwards, didn't I? Yeah, I don't want that. I imagine I'll probably end up redoing this. That's not... What? What do you mean that's not possible? Okay, well, if that's going to be how you're going to do this, then I suppose I can play that game. Let's make a little off-ramp here, shall we? And an on-ramp here. That actually might be a good way to kind of not have completely horrible traffic. Okay, so that... Bye-bye. That's going to be how we're going to roll with that. Let's do truck unload stops, because I want to avoid having a station with a whole bunch of freight constantly coming in and out in the middle of town, because that's going to cause pollution. But a truck delivery route that can go... Maybe I'm going to want to have a backside entrance too, but it can just come out here, make right turns, or stop here, with minimal weeping or gnashing of teeth, I think would be a smart idea. Then that will come into, I guess, just like right here. We can always add something if we need to. I will preemptively place one here, and then I think I will do... Yeah, I'll just get this hooked up. Was that a medium street? Yes, okay. So then I can have a delivery route that is just a loop. Let's make that first. So we're going to go from here to here, to here, to here, to here, and then back. And then that will cross through here. Okay, let's help this out. I know this is a whole lot for, we haven't even done that much yet, but planning is good. Let's do... Okay, no, I want that to actually look kind of not completely garbage. Let's bring that around to here. Then I think I can get that to go nicely done. So let's check the routing. Yeah, there we go. Right turns only. It's like UPS, very efficient. So, we're going to call this... oh, I need to do naming convention. I need to decide on that right now. I think it makes sense to group things by purpose first, and then location. So if we're going to call this distribution, let's call it distribution Everett. There we go. And that way we know, at a glance, it's the distribution line. Okay, let's see. Hey, Kurt. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Quest to give you $10 over PayPal continues on. Well, I don't know. At some point, maybe I'll have PayPal when I don't have to, give you my full government name and home address to have an account. But, shower towers. Yep. Well, I don't think this game has those, but appreciate it nonetheless. Have to go return a borrowed truck after some... Ah, okay. I can't say that out loud, but have fun. Has to connect the town with the showers to the town with the towers before we can make that happen. All right. Right turns only, so it's a Jersey. If I never have to drive in New Jersey, it will be too soon. Anyway, I digress. So this has handled our delivery. That's fine. We need to, since this is... Wait a minute. Okay, this does overlap with that. That's fine. So what we need to do is we need to have a way to get from here over. So if I do a truck station right next to this, in theory I could go like as far as here, but we don't need to game the system too much now, do we? That is going to be where that starts. Then these guys can just go in, and then they can just go right turn out, and then right turn in. Should be pretty convenient. This is going to be here to here. Okay, so that's a left turn. I lied, but that's all right. Let's give them at Everett Central. Let's give them their own platform. Actually, that's coming in that way. Okay, I kind of set this up backwards, didn't I? Okay, let's just play with this here. I keep forgetting it's going to go inside. Well, that's fine. I should check and see if I can move this to something else. Line 1. Okay, I want this to have line 1, and I want it to have an alternate for line 2. And this is drop off, this is pickup. Yeah, so that works. 1 and 2 for pickup. And then Everett Central can be 3 and 4 for drop-off. That works. I think that's fine. All right, so this is not distribution. This is, let's call it, no, it can't be supply. Because, okay, let's trace this from start to finish. We have raw materials that then get converted into goods of varying stages, and then the goods go to a destination. The destination we already decided was going to be called distribution. Processing, I would say, is what we'd call the ones in the middle. Let's call this. Let's just call this. See, I come up with words is hard. Shouldn't the red line go to the brick maker, not the depot? The brick maker accesses the depot. That's why I placed it there. I think I mentioned that. What do I want to call this? This is distribution for a city. Let's just call this supply. Quarry Everett. There we go. That's just going to have to be good enough. Been killing my social life and productivity with Command & Conquer General 0 Hour. Any fans in chat? I have not thought about Command & Conquer in a really, really long time. Okay, let's give them a little bit more length here. Put a couple small cargo buildings. We may have to move this if we upgrade this road later, but raw materials seems like the best name. I'm also trying to keep the names short. Let's call it raw mats, raw materials. Or maybe I should reverse Everett and then put quarry at the end. Yeah, that tells us location. All right, good enough. Now we need to have some vehicles. So let's put in. I no reason to have the game still paused, but I don't really have any reason for putting this in any specific location, but it probably should be kind of close to the town. This is a convenient spot, I suppose. I'll just pop it here. It's unlikely it's going to have to move. It is the year 1900, which means everything is kind of bad. But we have access to every vehicle in the game at this stage, so if we want to skip horses and go straight to trucks, we do have some options. This goes 12 miles per hour. This goes 16. Anything faster than 16. I should not expect a horse-drawn carriage to go faster than that. So, it has capacity of 5. This is capacity of 6. 6. All cargo, 13 HP. First truck seems like a good bet to me. Let's buy 10 of these. I'm not naming every vehicle because that is incredibly annoying. Let's go, and we can also space these out manually. Let's go for, let's try 6 right now for raw materials, and then 4 of these for distribution. We can always redo it later. But what we need to do is we need to set timers on Everett. No, not that. Minimum stop time to try and space these out. 30 seconds at Everett North. I don't think the central matters, but I do want to space out picking up. Distribution, leaving Everett Central every 30 seconds also seems fine. We'll see. Passed your penultimate university exam. Congratulations. I almost said congratulates, but that's not... Congratulations and graduates in the same thing is not how that works. Work visas to let me off for several months every year. Yeah, that's the problem with, you know, being an adult and having an actual full-time job. Says the guy who plays video games for a living, among other things. But let's speed this up. I'm going to leave the date progression on 1x speed because I think that's probably fine. I'm going to have to check and see how much of this we'll have to adjust because we have very small capacity things early game. We also probably, before too long, want to get streetcars up and running, because those really help boost up everything. And then I have to decide if I'm going to make these ring railroads like we'd done before. Let's just see what happens. Look at these guys all lined up. Alright, so that guy is going to wait another 30 seconds. It's not going to give me a countdown or anything. But we should, in pretty short order, have a decent line spacing set up here. It is kind of painfully slow. Not too much else we can do about that. These guys are all running the route. Maybe I should have the spacing a little bit further apart, because these guys, well, they didn't have anything to wait for, so I guess it's fine. Alright, so this is going to come over to here and drop off either here or here from this central road. And then those go there because they go to the materials plant, and then they're ready for pickup. We're essentially skipping a step putting this here. But I think this is going to be fine. Just leave this as it is. So that's going to come out probably the middle here. Yep, and turn right, nice and easy. So we should see sometime, maybe I'll follow this guy around. Let's see, is he going to turn in here? He probably should. I always forget how slow early game is. Yeah, nice right turn. Swing through here, pick up some bricks, take them to town. And there you go. So I think what might make sense long term is to focus on still for freight like a hub and spoke model, but not have all the materials taken to the center of the map and then distributed. Just have your local hubs for freight stuff, put that on the trains, and then the trains can decide between themselves who takes what where. Probably a little bit less complicated to build that way. So this is full, taking out there. Should be fine, should load up and leave almost immediately. Unless, no, it has to dwell here for 30 seconds and then leave. Well, okay, well I guess that's fine. We'll just see what happens. I honestly probably didn't need so many truck stops, but it's fine. How many is this going to drop off? Half of them there, because I guess that's what the demand was. I guess we'll see if this drops off here, if it saves some for down here. It's probably just based on who is where. I think this was where the bricks were, and then one of the packages over there. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that's empty. So it cannot do anything there, but it's still going to stop. Flip the size of the bricks works to reduce conflict between them. I don't know that it's going to let me... No, we can see. I wanted to check and see. Alright, so if I do that, I humor you to put in 3, have this go to 3 and 4, not 1 and 2, and then have this set to 1 and 2, not 3 and 4. Well, you know what? You're absolutely right. That just increases conflicts here, but that's not a problem. This is kind of funny, though, because it's going to go and then come back up. Okay, that's fine. I could have maybe laid this out better, but everything ends up working out fine long term. Alright, so this is making... Well, that's actually gotten further than I thought. Are we losing any material yet? No, not quite. Let's see. I think we can kind of leave this alone for the time being and go... Maybe, what did I say? Oh, I would Baltimore. I forgot about that. Let's see about doing some bread in Murfreesboro. So that, they also want machines. Good luck with that, dude. Okay, so they're all concentrated in the middle of town. Let's do this, because this is still small. We have an opportunity to make it not completely stupid. Let's do a stop there and a stop there. Let's connect this point to point with a regular road. Is it going to give me a angle thing? That's probably a good way to do this with that move it mod I just talked about. There we go. So that is a road that I do not own. They immediately connected that. We're gonna want to come from the back side here. Just moving this around the farms. Just gonna get this connected nicely. That goes down to an oil field nobody cares about. We can move that. And then I think, based on how this is set up, it's not going to be the end of the world if I just remove this. It's going to complain about, oh, the town is disconnected from the rest of the... No. It's going to be alright. Just need to get this moved in. Maybe like that. Give it a nice little curve. And then this has to connect. We also want to make sure... Yeah, that's fine. Probably going to need both farms going. Then I'm just going to have this come down here. See if I can get that to not be ridiculous. Follow the terrain a little bit. No. Come on. Alright, this thing is not going to cooperate with me, huh? There we go. Just trying to keep it from having a crazy embankment, but I guess it's fine. Then right angle intersection will end up being okay, because I think what I'm going to have to do here, truck station on this connected to here, leave enough room there, come in here and give this plenty of room to expand. 2 in, 2 out. I'll put another street access thing. Actually, I should plan for late game where we have the longer trucks and make this 4. Let's do that. So 1 way in, 1 way out. If I'm doing right turns, then this would come in. I guess it doesn't really matter. That would come in from this side and then immediately leave. Let's have a... It's going to come in this side. I want the exit probably to be here. Well, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what we can do. We can always reconfigure as we figure things out. So that can come out. This is... Oh, yikes. That is ghastly. Let's just quickly make that disappear. So I don't like how that looks. Okay. So that will work out fine. That's going to obviously be for the food processing there. I'm going to need to have a station for each farm. This can be fine right here. And then this can be fine here. See the latest release of Transport Fever 5? Talking about 3? But yeah, I've been following those development diaries as much as I can. I think it's going to be pretty stinking good. But I wish they'd just tell me when it's going to come out. Because I'm trying to make plans on what I want to stream when. And, you know, it's not really easy to do that if you have absolutely no clue when the game's coming out. Alright, let's just put that there. So I've got 2 farms for now. There is a third down here I don't think I need to worry about quite yet. But I do want to get these connected here. Obviously 1 line per farm. We're going to call this raw mats. Let's just call it Murph because I'm not spelling that out. I'm assuming this is Murfreesboro farm number 1 because it's the closest. That's usually how the game decides to... Of course not. It's Murfreesboro farm number 2. Alright, well... That's fine. This is farm number 1. So that will go there. Then this will be farm 3 if we decide to use it. We'll clean up who goes where in a little bit. Maybe I should add... Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's add another... let's add another couple platforms. I could actually have this... No, because I want entrance to be on this side. Let's do 2 more platforms here. Maybe I don't need... No, because then I can have 1 go for 1 and 2, 1 for 2 and 3, and 1 for 3 and 4. Yeah, let's do that, and then I will have a entrance. Could actually go... I don't think this really matters that much, huh? Oh, it's not going to let me win. Well, that'll be fine. So now, okay, Farm 1 is coming from all the way over there. So Lower Murfreesboro, which is here. If we make that for platforms 5 and 6... Why is it not letting me... Oh, because it only goes to the right. Okay. Okay, because that's 1 and 2, so I really only have 3 and 4 to play with. Let's just go straight to 6. That seems fine. Then that's going to come out that way. That's probably okay. Unless I wanted to have... I don't need to complicate it. Farm 2, I can have go to... I guess we'll just say for right now, we'll just say 4. Not like it's really going to matter that much. I don't think we're going to have any problems with alternates, but I will have that alternate to 3. Although I probably didn't need to switch that. Alright, that's fine. Let's put in a thing from here to... Oh, okay. No, that's right. That's how I chose to do this. I have to have a line going here to here. So that's distribution. Which if I had been thinking correctly, and I wanted to have no left turns, I could have had... Well, ain't gonna matter. Let's call it distribution. Come on. There we go. Close enough. So this, instead, at Lower Murfreesboro, can go... I guess this is alright. And then Platform 1 and Platform 2. That'll help us out for now. Everybody's got 2 platforms. We'll need a road depot. That is not what I need to click on that. Why not? Right here. Far away. Let's do, because we have 3 lines, I'm going to put... I'm going to put 5 on each of these farms. So let's do that, and then I'll have some for drop-off. Oh, I wanted to click on the building. There we go. And then probably... If it's 1-to-1, we actually want more. I will start with 6. Let's just do that. Distribution. There we go. And then I just have to modify Lower Murfreesboro. That's... Wait 30 seconds. That should space them out nicely. Farm thing. If the 30 seconds thing doesn't work out, then we can always change it. But that should get this reasonably started here. All right, now I have to scroll back and read a whole bunch of messages. All right. Good lord. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think I found where I was. Every game should adopt City Skylines 1 road demolition sounds. I don't even remember what that sound was, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's see. Ah, yes, minoring and marching band. You can get course credit, most institutions, for taking stuff like that, but it depends on how stuff is set up. You can get a music minor at a lot of schools by taking a couple of theory classes and then ensemble credits. Ensemble being like a group you perform with. So where I went to school, part of the music minor was doing ensembles. Like marching band would count. You could also do like you had concert band, jazz band, and a couple other things you could go into. But that is a component of it, yes. But a lot of majors don't require minors anymore. It just depends on how the program's set up. Okay, why did YouTube censor this fixed grin message? Talking about... Oh yeah, I definitely don't want a third playthrough right now. At least not for videos. This is more of like a relaxing stream type thing that is not beavers, that I can, refresh my brain. Let's see. Chock full of useless knowledge. It's only useless until you find a use for it. Oh god, movie accepted. That is certainly one of the movies of all time. Alright, let's check. Okay, shipment. We're probably going to have to add more trucks or just wait until we get the better trucks in 15, 20 years. But we should, at some point pretty soon, see some bread start to go into town. Which I think is probably going to be this one being one of the first. So let's follow it along very slowly as it sits here and waits. Okay, yeah, I understand why YouTube absolutely would not let you say that. Isn't this like the funniest little thing you've seen here? How whimsical. This is just like mind-bogglingly slow. But I think what's going to happen with all of these terminals that we built is those are going to get connected to rail lines and then those will go to a hub. We're just not going to have train tracks going absolutely everywhere. So that way a lot of the last mile stuff can still be trucks going into town and the trains can handle the mass transportation of stuff. And then we'll keep most of the outlying train tracks that we're going to build for passenger use. You can set it so the vehicle can wait till full. I know, that's an option. Right now I'm just trying to get frequency over making sure the vehicle is full or empty or whatever, because bunching is annoying. So this probably... Oh, I know you can also dictate how much leaves per stop. That all just immediately went there. But that's fine. So now we have Murfreesboro with some, I almost said wood, with some bread. We've got Everett with building materials. This is not being supplied enough to keep up. This is definitely not got enough trucks on it. Oh, this is actually losing some because it doesn't have enough storage. So that means we can either build more buildings to handle it, or we just have additional things on that line. That is distribution for Everett. Let's just go ahead and double that. Just add more because we know they can use more. Transport isn't even at 100% on this. That is... I don't necessarily want to have, you know, a ton of things here, but I think I can take this up to 10 total vehicles and be alright. They'll space automatically. Alright. So we know we're going to want to continue identifying easy things we can start first and then start accumulating some money, because right now we're not really making much. Also, can't forget we have the river. We can put ships up and down if we want. Okay, who else is easy up here? Allentown, absolutely not. Akron wants food. This, having 5 farms right here, is really convenient. So I think what might have to happen is this is going to be the next thing we do. This is already a decent linear setup. I do want to upgrade this road. So it needs to be a medium country road. At least for now, 37 miles per hour should be fine. I think the large one usually... Yeah, see, it doesn't like to do that in between all that, so... That's done there. This setup, I think, is fine as is. Because I can have the... I can have the station that we're going to build set up probably right like this. We're going to need a bunch of drop-off stuff, and I think depending on how we want to do this, I can have the drop-off come out this way and then everything else come in this other side. So this could actually be fine to go here, depending on how I wanted to do this. Let's actually swap that. Let's have this. I think I'm going to have 3 full platforms on this side. Alright, so let's make this, we'll go 4 long. I technically have 3 platforms here, and then I'm going to have... I could have 2 on this side for pickup, but drop-off comes in... if they're going to be turning across traffic, they can come in here, and then they can leave on that side. Let's do that. Entrance here. Exit here. That should be nice and easy. And then the other guys can just come through here, and it's not going to be a problem. And I guess we can add some little buildings, because why not? And only trams. Okay, where do you keep getting TS5? As far as I can tell, it's just the 3rd version. I know you can do cargo trams. That was something that has been mentioned in a couple of videos. That seems intriguing. I don't think I missed anything else, but I need to consider how I'm going to have these laid out. Okay, I don't want to remove the field, so it's going to have to go on this side. Oh, drawn together is a whole thing. Oh, let's see. Drawn together, was it Metalocalypse? Any stuff that aired on Adult Swim like 25 years ago. A lot of that is just like, wow, how'd they get away with that? Well, you see, they just did it. Okay, so I want all of these to be leaving from this side. That seems fine. This is not... Okay, that's barely in range. I don't want to get rid of the field. That's going to get rid of the field. Okay, well, this one being, you know, way out here, I think is fine. Let's just improve these one by one. I want them to be at minimum long enough. I don't really need the drop-off either, but I want them to be at minimum long enough for the regular semi-trucks that we're going to get later. I don't anticipate ever having to drop off, like I said, but never hurts to be prepared. I do wish that, like you could do with train stations, you could have just like a pre-configured truck station setup. There's probably a mod for that. Oh, that's going to remove the field, huh? Well, that's not ideal. Let's instead give this one another platform that we can... Because these are all only going to be pickups, so we just want to make sure we can do all that. Wow, they really don't want you doing anything with that. I want to keep all the fields. All right, so I've got that. This is going to, you know, possibly cause a little bit of traffic. Let's see. Farm 6, Farm 4, Farm 3. I can rename these if I feel so inclined. But we need to first get these actually, thank you, autosave, set up. So this is going to be raw mats, Akron. We'll call this, I'm just going to call them Farm 1, 2, 3. I know we're going to have to rename it, but this one is already Farm 3. No, Farm 6. This is going to be named Farm 1, even though this is already named 7. That's 8, 9. Did it just automatically rename? No? Allentown Farm 3. That's Akron Farm 2. I'm not using that one. Even though this is maybe closer than that. Okay, doesn't matter. That's Akron Farm 1. Did I name this correctly? Yes, I did. Okay. This also going to come through here. And then this one, very short line, but still has to exist. We'll call this Farm 3. Okay, now we have to rename the farms themselves. This is Farm 2. Hopefully it automatically renames. If not, we're going to have some really funny stuff happen. Okay, this automatically renamed to Farm 3. And that is now Farm 2. This cannot be Farm 2. This is now Farm 22. Just so I know. 7, 8, 9, 5, Baltimore Farm. Okay, this... Oh, that's Akron Farm. Just by itself. Okay, you know what? Not going to worry about it. Maybe I should have turned on... Can I change that? No. I should have turned on industries going away. I had to disabled. I was playing with another save earlier. See you, Kurt. Thanks for popping in. Okay, why? Okay, YouTube auto moderator is insane. Let's see. Just want to say stop by and say hello. I'll be back in 6 months. Good to see you. Always is. This is coming out this way. Where do I need to drop off stuff? So right now we don't have anything except bread. Tell you what. If we're going to go loop-wise, then I think... Okay, that's... Why is this... It's not letting me drop to anything that's that... Okay, whatever. I don't care. It's fine. We'll drop that there. This seems like it's going to be close enough. We'll drop that there. That'll reach most of this. If not, then they can cry about it. Medium street. Connected there. That gives me a return. And then I also can do... Yeah, I can do a thing here. I think that's fine. Okay, then that needs to be connected there. It'll be a right turn, and then that can come in this way. All right. So now we have Akron transfer to go to here, here, and here. Look how clean that is. Okay, Akron transfer, you are not that one. You are platform 5 with the permission to go to platform 4. Okay, that's fine. And then I need... Okay, I need to call this distribution Akron. I think we have 11 towns. Okay, Akron Farm 1. Akron Transfer needs to go to line 1. Okay, if that's entering there, why is it going... Why is it doing like a double lap? That doesn't make any sense. I guess it wants it to come up here. Okay, no. Let's, No, it's going to be obtuse about it, isn't it? Okay, we'll have to swap these. Okay, so that goes to 1, and then this can go to 2, this can go to 3. Just keep it as simple as we can. I do not know why it's insistent on coming through here first. Well, until it becomes a problem, I guess we'll just leave it alone. Who cares? So we know that's going to work out fine. We need a road depot. It's going to be great once we have actual, you know, things that can reliably function instead of these tiny little things. All right. I'm going to go these longer ones are probably going to need... Let's go 6 of these for Akron Farm 1. And then I'm going to probably... Not like it's really going to matter, but I'll put 5 on Farm 2. Then probably don't need 4, but I'll do 4 just in case on Farm 3. And then distribution probably doesn't really need more than 4, but I'll give it... It's kind of a long way. We'll give it 8. Distribution for Akron. All right. Now we have all these stupid things all over the road. Let's check and see. I know we can load if available. I don't necessarily want to wait until full. I just want to have a minimum stop time to space these things out. This, I don't think matters to have waiting to pick up because they'll just queue up anyway. And we just want it out as fast as possible. So let's see exactly what happens here. So I'll get Akron some food. So that is 3 towns we've done something with. Baltimore is SOL with their positioning and what they're demanding. At least for right now. No, actually maybe not, because we have forest, we have the sawmill, and then we have the tool factory. This is a 2-step process to get that done. Oh yeah, Conestoga wagons. Yep. Very familiar with those. There's some pretty interesting semi-truck and trailer designs for specialized industry. And I know at least some places they've got enclosed trailers for hauling like materials around, like loose materials like dirt or whatever, where the floor of it is actually a conveyor. And instead of dumping the whole trailer by tilting the whole front of it up, They just turn on this conveyor in the floor and it dumps stuff out the back. It's kind of cool. Okay, wow, they're actually almost 100% on food so far. That is promising. Let's check our statistics on here. Okay, yeah, so a lot of these aren't even full. I would say most of these aren't even full. Probably a function mostly of how small the vehicles are. But that's a promising start. We don't have another town down here. Roseville also wants tools. We have the tool factory, sawmill, and all that. That's not horrible. Stockton also wants tools. That is actually a pretty convenient layout right here. Dot, 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 and then this one, maybe not, but Victorville, predictably in the middle of the desert, even though it's not in the middle of the desert, does not have food, but does have a fuel refinery right here. That's very convenient. We've got raw, and then we've got oil refinery, and then we have the fuel refinery. This is not a terrible setup, honestly. Do we want to do this way? I think this is probably fine. I would like to redo the roads, but I'm also kind of out of money for the time being because we built a lot of infrastructure and the lines aren't really making a ton of money yet. So we should probably let this kind of be what it needs to be for a little bit. We were paying a lot on vehicles and infrastructure, but that was just purchase. So at this point it needs to just be maintenance. Yeah, infrastructure maintenance is kind of a pain, huh? But the tickets numbers, what we need to be focused on, that's going up. I think we just kind of have to wait. Yeah. Red line go down, blue line go up, hopefully. Headquarters, we need to build somewhere. Need to decide what our capital city is going to be. Kind of want it to be in the middle, but I also kind of don't want it to be Baltimore. But it is in the middle. We also haven't done anything here. Getting fuel done in Victorville would be nice. Because then that fuel is something that pretty much all these towns are going to want. Seems there's not enough money. Yeah, I know. We don't need roads. Well, good thing we have roads, because we're going to need them. No, this is not trains only anymore, but we're doing our best. We got these little tiny trucks right now that are kind of limiting what we're able to do. We'll figure it out. Kind of the problem now is I can't buy enough vehicles to actually get the throughput we need until we get more vehicles that have higher capacity. Not once we unlock Apache helicopters. Oh man, Simcopter from the 90s. There was a cheat you could type in. I forget what it was, but there were a couple different ones. I want to say it was like something to the effect of you type in the cheat box, I'm the CEO of McDonnell Douglas, and then you'd get every helicopter in the game for free. And of course one of those was the attack helicopter. You could just, induce medevac missions by shooting people, which obviously 1995 was a very different time for what is permissible in media. But you could cause problems with the Apache and then get in the other helicopters and solve them and make a lot of money. What beef do you have with Baltimore? Nothing specifically. It's just we haven't done anything with this Baltimore here. And it's not really... we're not going to get to it for a while. No, I've been to Baltimore. I've got friends who live there. It is unfairly maligned in a lot of ways. Some ways it is fairly maligned, but no, Baltimore is an interesting place. Yeah, we got to get our cash flow positive here. But it slowly fixed. Yeah, see, there we go. It's not in the red anymore. Don't have any tracks yet. This needs to... Okay, so this is getting better. I unfortunately can't make the game go any faster than 4 times speed without having another mod installed, so we're kind of going to have to just wait. I know vehicles-wise we're going to get... at some point we're going to get a better truck that has more than 6 capacity, so that's really what's hurting us now. Thanks for the stream. Not into the game, but I'm catching every single one of your videos online that you post. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Even if, you know, you're not into this game, still showing up and saying hi is always appreciated. I don't think I have control over taxes in this game. This is not a government simulator. It's a transport company simulator. Actually, loan interest is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yep, just gotta wait. All we can do. But hopefully sometime the next couple of years in-game we'll be able to get a couple of upgraded vehicles. Start making a little bit more cash. People want to go... Okay, they're not going anywhere else. Are they even connected to any other towns directly by road? I don't think they are. No, because there's only one river crossing here, but it doesn't... Okay, it connects Baltimore and Roseville. We haven't messed with those. I guess Waco also. I would say we should maybe look at doing intercity bus, but they take so long and the throughput is so low that honestly I'd probably just skip straight to trains. Ben's truck with side stakes goes 25 miles per hour. Okay. I don't have money to buy these things yet, but see, this is what we're working with. 13 HP horsepower. I can actually say horsepower because it's not beavers. 6 capacity, top speed of 12 miles per hour. This goes twice as fast and has 1 more capacity. This has 8 capacity, but I don't want to use specialized vehicles because that gets to be annoying. This is $85,000. Over twice as much and twice as much in maintenance, but it goes over twice as fast, so that really helps. We'll just have to wait. We were positive in 1911, so that's good. Because I'm not buying any more vehicles. 1912. As long as the tickets number keeps going up, which it should, then I think we'll be alright. This doesn't really do depreciation or anything, it just demands that you do something else. Akron wants building material. Well, it's going to be a little while, bud, before you can get some of those. Just, you know, do your stuff, I guess. If I had the cash, I would probably start doing streetcars. I really don't want to do buses. But I could probably start doing streetcars in some of these. I just have to have the money. I know I can increase my loan, but I'm going to try not to do that. Almost certainly going to have financial crash coming. It has to happen at some point soon with all this crap that's going on. Hopefully not, but, you know, it's the way it goes. I have to wonder if it's going to be worth trying to do the fuel first. Or do tools for stock. I don't know, man. These trains are very expensive to build, but they have a really good ability to make you a lot of money really quick. How much would it cost? I can't even look until I build a depot, and I can't afford to build a depot. Okay. Transport Fever 2, my beloved game. Agreed. I cannot wait for the 3rd. Oh, nice. Capybara light. Have you been to the onsen that has the capybaras? It seems like that would be a fun thing to do. A streetcar named Desire. Yep. Exactly. One of those streetcars we're going to build is going to have to be named that. Alright. Do we have positive cash flow? Well, okay, yeah, we super do. Alright, let's get through the rest of 1912 here. I know we have to pay installments on the loan, so that's why our cash is down. But we are still cash flow positive. Things are looking good. Vehicle maintenance continues to be annoying. But why did this... Because I didn't build or get rid of anything. Why is it... Okay, I don't need to worry about it too much. 800 mods? I don't even want to imagine how long it takes to load that. Okay, so as far as mods right now, I'm going to add them as I go, and Also, if you have suggestions, I'm all ears. Oh, but I do have the Move It Enhanced installed to try and, when we get to the point of having to fit stuff in small spaces, nudge things around, fix bridges and tunnels and stuff that look stupid. I've got some custom assets for later in the game from American Railroad stuff, but I don't really have much else at this point. I'm going to try to get things going first and see exactly what I'm going to put in there, but I do want to get into some of the other mods. Takes around 10 to 20 minutes. American based? No, I'm playing completely everything included. I did a playthrough previously that was trains only. That was North American. Well, it's basically just United States, but North American stuff, and I was very disappointed by the limited availability of train items late game. So I decided if I was going to do another playthrough, I'll just have it be absolutely everything. You drove 20 hours to see capybaras on safari. Okay, well, you know what? Sounds like a good time still. Driving 20 hours in Japan, though, really? That's a long way to drive. I'm trying to think, like, distance-wise what that would be. All right. I can't sit here and not do anything, especially on stream, so I feel like I'm going to have to increase the loan and just start getting something going. Everett's growing decently well, so why don't we go ahead and put in a rudimentary streetcar that will take, I guess, just kind of like a loop around and complete roads here. I mean, so many things are part of, like, the rodent family that it's almost not even worth trying to, that's expensive. Oh, because I have to delete a thing. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have streetcar go around in the loop. Alright, well, I know I have a $10 million loan, and I know you can go up to, like, what, 200 million or something? So let's go to 15. See what I can do for 15 million here. Get this connected. Yeet it, delete it, etc. Somebody's house. The name of progress is what it is. Gonna get that going around that side. This coming around here. I do have player ownership turned off so that they can actually build. Do I want this to be a right angle, or do I want this to... I guess this is fine like this. Do I want this to turn up here? I probably, in all honesty, should just not rock the boat too much. Okay, let's just bring that to, I guess, about here. If it's ugly, it'll get fixed anyway. That'll go to here. So now I have... They can fill this in, but I've got a decent framework. Let's upgrade to tram tracks. Around the outside. Make a little loop line. Instead of having it be actual, you know, heavy rail. Loop line around that. That'll be good, and then maybe up and down the center if we want to have something, because I don't know exactly where I'm going to be putting my rail station. I would imagine it's going to be closer to the outside here. So I want that to be accessible, but for now I just want to have a streetcar that can go around, which means we'll need a tram depot. I know Europeans call them trams and Australians, but in the US it's a streetcar. You know, because we have so many great streetcar networks left after everything got completely obliterated. Let's go here. And I need bus/tram stop. I could do like a big station. Maybe that'll be a thing we do later. But, let's see. These are all residential. This is all industrial. Stuff will continue getting built. But for now, I think I will have a stop here. Stop here. And then, just to kind of future-proof a little bit, I'll do a stop there. This is still got a house up here. I'll do a stop here. And then, how about a stop right about here? Does this reach? It does. Okay. That's what we'll work with. I know it's not a perfect thing, but it'll be all right. Just clockwise. Now the streetcar can't go this way because there's no rails. I hope it knows how to do around the outside here. So we're gonna call all of our passenger stuff is gonna get the. I'll put a dot in front in case it alphabetizes that way. We'll call this streetcar. Or I guess we could probably just... No, I don't want... Come on. Should I do... I'll do this... No, I'll do the type first. We'll call this streetcar Akron circulator. There you go. So that's all the way up at the top every time. This should have no problem coming through here as long as I'm not an idiot and I said it wrong. Okie dokie. Now we got options. We got all the Asian and European and American models here. 22 miles per hour. 19, 25, 16, 17, 16, 16, 12, and 11. I don't think we want that. I do like these Moscow ones. That's pretty good. Capacity 24. Absolutely. Let's just start for one of these right now and set that to Akron circulator. Let's follow this around. Osaka to Tokyo and around Kanto and back, but thanks to traffic, the normal 6 hours each way. I guess, yeah, 6 hours each way on the Shinkansen. Osaka to Tokyo is what, 2.5, 3? Oh, okay, yeah. You literally said I just hadn't read it yet. Would have been cheaper. Only takes 2 hours each way. Wife wanted to drive as it was cheaper. That doesn't make any sense. Well, okay, if you have poor last mile connectivity to where you're going, then yes, driving is more convenient because then you could just park there, but 3D printed a topographical map of the area around my uncle's mountain place. Site called Touch Terrain lets you pick an area and export an STL. That is really cool. That is really cool. I'm going to look that up right now. I have a 3D printer. I never really do too much with it. What in the world is this? Okay. Touch Terrain. Free web app for creating 3D printable terrain models. Oh, is that Iowa State project? iastate.edu? Oh, this is cool. I don't know why it started me in Egypt, but let's put in location redacted. Is it going to let me... This is... Okay, this is kind of hard to look at on my phone. I might have to do this after I finish stream, but thanks for telling me about that. That's neat. Stream is 100% worth your sleep. It's like 2:40 a.m. Please get sleep, first of all. But I do like the idea of just casually playing the game and trying to do neat stuff. 282 Mikados. I got a couple models of those. Yeah, 1916. We're really starting to get into the area where stuff is actually worth upgrading, like these newer trucks. So maybe we might want to do that. But I think I do want to check the streetcar. Okay. Yeah, this isn't making money yet, but all the other lines are. That's good. Change the Z exaggeration to make it more visible. Lots of places are flat. Don't I know it? I hope I remember to, you know, mess around more with that later. I in all likelihood, am going to forget, but I left it open on my phone so I can at least be reminded of that when we're done here. So people are riding the tram. Streetcar. So that's good. I think we can kind of leave this alone. We got some money left. Perimeter's good. We're probably going to want a crosswise thing. I think the passenger train station's probably going to have to be about here in the corner, which that would actually be a decent place to do that, depending on how I wanted to line this up. Going to go to Murfreesboro. If I was going to have a train, that's also going to have to come through probably around here if I'm going to prepare it for the amount of curves for high speed. When does high speed track become unlocked? I want to say it was pretty early. I was actually kind of surprised. But I know it's after like 1925 and before 1950. 2,000 hours on Transport Fever. Wow, that's impressive. What's the map size? Very large, I think. I wanted the opportunity to play around with, you know, actual distances between places. There's only 11 cities. It's sparsely populated with towns, but it's got tons of industries on it. 1947. Okay, well, I will believe you way before I believe myself on that. So I'll take your word for it. Let's, since we have some money, let's take a look at upgrading our vehicles for some of these lines. So the distribution for sure, 8 vehicles. If I want to replace these with the best available. So why are both of these, the flatbed and the tarp one, identical except they have different capacities? Like normally the flatbeds won't take certain types of, okay, whatever. Okay, so this is 7. This costs 85. This, oh, this is cheaper. It's cheaper. It's only going to cost me $444,000 to replace the distribution ones. That's good. I don't know that that's really a great use of that money right now. Raw material upgrade probably actually makes more sense. How much would it cost me to just blanket upgrade all of the trucks? 57 vehicles. Oh, that's actually not as much as I thought. Megalomaniac is nice. You can also add towns manually by using assets that spawn people and build custom cities. Yeah, I saw one guy on YouTube was doing what looked like a really nice playthrough of suburban Japan, I think is what he called it. And he had a bunch of custom assets, like actual, like JR and other railway company assets in there. And there was a bunch of different signaling mods and narrow gauge tracks and all that. It's like, that looks like a whole lot of fun, and also way more than I'm willing to put into this. Donut, yeah, that sounds right. Loving the new contact. Never would have guessed. Thought I'd see Iron Teeth playthrough be more difficult than Water Beavers. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to, you know, stop being hard on myself. I got a couple people who are very, very pointed in the comments that they make about stuff. And I don't want to tell them to stop because what they're telling me is actually good advice. But it does irritate the crap out of me sometimes. Like, I don't ever want to be the guy that says, hey, stop commenting on this stuff because whatever. Because what they're saying is actually true, accurate, like good information. It's just like, all right, look, you got to be a little bit more patient with me. Anyway, I think the amount of improvement this is going to give me is worth spending all this money. This is only 19 mile per hour top speed though, even though it has a larger capacity. Having this go 25 I think is worth it. So, oh, it's a 30-year lifespan. Of course it's a Benz. Alright. There you go. I just upgraded every single truck. So we'll see how much that improves things. Backseat driving is never fun. It's relatable. Okay, I don't want to necessarily make a blanket statement like that is always the case, because a lot of the time, and for most of my history uploading Timberborn stuff, I've learned a lot from the people that are quote-unquote backseating. But every time I start a new series, especially the harder ones, I get people come in and they're like, "Oh, why aren't you like as good as the game as Zedek is?" And I'm like, look, if I was as good as Zedek was, I'd be Zedek. I'm not. I'm just a dude. I play like an hour to an hour and a half, 6 days a week when I finish everything else I have to do. And I don't have editors and I don't have any of this stuff. I'm just having a good time with it. Like, I'm not going to be a professional, whatever, super cracked player. I'm just having fun. But, you know, people don't always understand that. It is what it is. 1925. Okay, well, I'll tell you what we'll do is we just won't build any trains until 1925, and then we'll just jump straight to high speed. That just makes it so much easier. So much easier later on not to have to go back and upgrade everything. I think that's very doable. Trams aren't going to care. So we spent most of our money upgrading the trucks, but we should see huge improvements. Hopefully. Station statistics. Everything's looking good. Nothing's super overloaded. Yeah, that's going fine. Yeah, I haven't even gotten remotely close to using even a tiny portion of all these things. Okay, Murfreesboro. I'm going to have to make a decision at some point about where the train station's going to go. I'm thinking it's going to make sense to have it back here. And then I'm also going to have to decide how I want cargo traffic to go. Another thing that I haven't really done in this game is I haven't done min-maxing on train tracks. I've always just had direct routes, point to point, for everything, and not try to get trains to share. I know you can. And in theory, it shouldn't be very difficult. You just have to plan. High-speed tracks, 25 high-speed locomotives, 125 miles per hour for steam, yes. I don't think we get electric locomotives that can go faster than that until... Actually, maybe not at all. I don't know about the European stuff, but I'm pretty sure the fastest solo locomotive you can get that is electric on the American asset side could be the HHP 8. And that goes, in real life, that one went 125 miles per hour. But I think in the game it's probably that as well. Enough place for the entries to the stations. Yes, that's kind of why I wanted to do greenfield routes for stations and trains and stuff, and then build the city up to it and have streetcars or whatever, trams, whatever you choose, just deliver the passengers to the stations. Because it just makes so much more sense than trying to squeeze it into the tiny little town thing here. So if I had the ring around the outside one, like I was talking about doing, then I could hit Everett, Murfreesboro, Stockton, Victorville, come around here, hit Corona, Amarillo, come around here. Actually, there's no town in the corner. I just go straight to Allentown, Akron, and then back around to Everett, and then in the middle you just have Baltimore, Waco, and Roseville. Okay, yeah, here's that Milwaukee. Yeah, 75 miles per hour. This is a great locomotive for a really long time. But it only goes 75. So I was trying to think from a, ring around the whole map perspective, it probably doesn't make sense to include these. But depending on how the stations were laid out, maybe you can go Murfreesboro, Roseville, Waco, Corona, and then have this go, have like a triangle between Waco, Baltimore, and Roseville. Trying to get people, I don't know, we got options. Okay, yeah, because signals are the bane of my existence. I know there's different, why is this the UK style signal? Okay, well, I'm gonna get modded things anyway. Let's see. I'm trying to think exactly, because I know there's a bunch of different types of signals in real life, block signals and priority signals and all this other stuff, depending on which kind of rail system you're working with. You got a lot of different options. And you can make it work with a single track main line if you have stuff set up correctly. But I don't know how complicated I want it to be. Look at this, we got $2 million bucks. We've actually been making money last couple years, even with as much as we spent. Priority isn't added in the game yet. What was I thinking of then? I'm genuinely not sure at this point. Well, regardless, let's think, because I can build train stations. Oh, I really like this passenger station asset. I know there's other ones that I'm probably going to get, but I have to think at some point about what I'm wanting these things to look like, because I don't really like the late game design of the stations. If, you had to have me choose one, it would be this style. But I know we can always change that around. One-way signals, maybe. I am not. I don't really spend that much time in game discords. I don't really spend that much time in my own community Discord, to be perfectly honest. I don't know, there's so much that I know it's like an iceberg thing, right? When you play a game like this, you have all sorts of basically infinite things you can get into, depending on how you want to invest your time. I've just not gotten to that point yet. Akron seems like it could benefit from having some streets upgraded or extended. So let's do that. Let's try to do one of these big ring around the outside kind of situations. Not like that. Come on. We got airplanes already? Sheesh. Alright, that looks... Maybe it'd be easier to just have this come out about as far as we want that to go. I think that's probably about right. Not quite. Not quite. Let's go up. Then, I know this is probably maddening to watch me do this, but no, I didn't want that. I just would like this to look as good as it can. There we go. I know I've got the move it thing. I can move it, literally, because that's what that is, but... Oh, they changed the design of the tram stops because it's 1920. Okay, whatever. Let's go for 2. I think I can do 2 per side, maybe 1 in the middle here. So then I'd like not to have to mess with this later. Do 1 here, and then 1 in the middle. Again, just trying to do a clockwise. We'll call this. Oh, I haven't put tram tracks down. Well, there's your problem. That would definitely make it a little bit easier. Alright, so those all have the tram designation. Alright. This one, I never actually... There we go. Alright. So the tram will actually go around. I don't know why it insists on cutting through here. Wait. Did I named... I named the other one the wrong thing. I named it Akron Circulator, but it's not. So I'll have to name this one Akron Circulator. This one is not Akron, it's Everett. What am I doing? There we go. Now I have an Akron Circulator, I have an Everett Circulator, and I will just need to build a streetcar / tram depot, depending on how you want to pronounce your words. I'm going to choose not to worry about that just being in the corner. And, ooh, the Peter Witt's available. I do think the Moscow F is still probably the better one for us right now. Let's send that out. Let them do what they got to do. And that should help Akron out quite a bit. Murfreesboro is probably next. I don't have much else going on over here. This really hasn't developed very much. But it's got all the bread at once. Okay, going back to read chat. Custom catenary and pulls is a pain. Yes. It does look incredibly good. Yep, if you don't keep your lines organized, you're going to be completely hopeless. As we have learned many times with what I've been doing. Okay. 1921. Got a couple years until we want to do train stuff. I think, if I am absolutely sure, I want my train station to be down here for the purpose of ease of connecting to everything else. I'm going to want that to come through right about here on this plane. I'm going to want this main street to come down and probably, because now it says it's not connected to encoding. There we go. Okay, well, hopefully it's back now. It says excellent. I don't know what that was about. Yeah, what I was trying to figure out is how far I can get away from Murfreesboro before it becomes a problem. I guess as far as development is concerned, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to have a streetcar coming down there anyway. Well, we have a couple of years before we have to worry about it, so let's leave that alone. Okay, okay, we got people waiting on all of those. That's good. Oh, this one's popular. Okay, this is where most people live. They're probably trying to get, yeah, they're probably trying to get somewhere else. I think I probably need another, maybe not. I guess we will, we'll have to see how this goes, how many people get off at the next stop, whatever. I've always had weird bunching issues with circulator buses on the playthroughs that I didn't live stream. So I have to wonder if it's just an issue of people are all stuck in one spot and they don't actually need the capacity long term. I guess we'll see. This is at 24. How many people are going to get off here? Okay, like 5 people got off. And it does compound. If you don't have enough capacity, they'll just keep waiting. To a certain extent. We'll see what happens. Just follow this guy around for a little bit. Yeah, okay, that didn't fill quite all the way up. Yeah, see, this is actually fine for this side. But there's also, you know, not much over here. Get better in time. Probably also I'm going to have an outer loop at some point. But for now, this is a good start. Now, how many people are going to get... Okay, no. Got 10 empty spots. Who's going to get off? And is this going to be completely full? It's probably going to be completely full after it leaves, but... I'm very curious. Okay, it went down to 5. Okay, so that's fine. We know that's a thing. How many people are still waiting? 20? 31? Okay. Well, I think that is justification enough for us to duplicate this. And spacing-wise, it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be alright. Now, meanwhile, here in Everett, 6 people waiting, 5 people waiting, 1 person waiting, and 3 people waiting. Oh, there is 1 person here. Okay. And this is not full. That's probably okay. Uh, 160 kilometers an hour, I think, is... That sounds about right. Because I know 100 kilometers an hour is approximately 63 miles per hour. So 160 being 100 is fine. I know 300... I think it's what, 320 kilometers an hour is about 200 miles per hour. Going based off of Shinkansen speed conversions. I'm not entirely sure. Suffice to say, it's fast. How are we doing on here? Okay, only shipping half, really? Alright, well I guess that means we could stand to have some more capacity on here. What about... That's fine, but they're getting all the food they want, so that's okay. I'm going to have to, at some point, figure out what I'm doing with freight train stuff. I know you can't mix passengers and freight on the same train. It'd be kind of convenient and very, very prototypical to early railroading if you did, but I understand why the game doesn't want to do that. I kind of don't want to have multiple networks just for freight and for passengers. We'll see what happens. We still got a little bit of time before I have to start building. I already talked about Victorville and the fuel. Not the worst thing ever, but I think fuel refining is one of those things where trains make a lot of sense because the quantities are just so huge. Otherwise, you have... At this stage of the game, you have trucks that can hold like 9 units of 9, and this will put out way more than that. Need to mix the platform. See, I never was able to get that to work. Maybe there's a mod thing that does that. I also could just be extremely bad at the game. That's very possible. Like, please know that I'm not really that good of a player of this. I don't have a ton of hours in this game. Okay, this is actually looking pretty good. What about our farms up here? Okay, that's not even close. Yeah, the shipment numbers are not high enough. Yeah, just there's the capacity of these trucks early game is just so small. Not really worth messing with yet. But I haven't been paying attention. Nope, still don't have anything new. We got these things, bus-wise. Alright, this calmed down. Yeah, okay, that's fine. 2 of these operating at once is good. They've actually kind of, yeah, they've offset nicely. Alright. How many are we? 11? Alright, that's fine. Okay, we got a year and a half till we start messing with trains. And we can build the stations ahead of time. Oh, they already changed. Okay. See, that's the problem. That's the problem, because now what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to... waypoints. Oh. I never messed with these. Yeah, but I'm going to want to modify my my station assets. I should have built them before these changed over. I don't like that design very much. No, I didn't want that. Stupid thing. Get out of here. Well, let's see. I've been streaming about an hour and a half. I hate to cut it short early. It is 9 o'clock. Maybe that's probably going to have to be a next time thing, messing with all that, because I do want to, before I invest a ton of time into building out train networks, I think I want to have most of my assets in place that I want to use. So maybe it does make sense to go ahead and do that. Let's just check these. We're all profitable. That's all looking good. They're not really being fully utilized. I guess that's fine. M300. Yeah, see, this M300 is what I ended up using basically for every, on my my trains only playthrough, for all of my intracity, whatever, transport. And because it disappears after like 1960 something, I just had to keep duplicating them, and they had to go, it was a whole mess. It's an absolute disaster. Yeah, you know, I think this is probably a decent place to stop. I know we didn't get a ton of stuff done, but we've got a decent foundation for this. I just have to find time to, you know, spend more than an hour and a half at a time in stream, but I got so much other stuff going on. All the different video series, and we've got Satisfactory and all these other things I also want to do. But thanks for hanging out. It was good to talk to you, get some advice about mods and all of that. So we'll see. I don't know when the next stream of this is going to be. But try to, you know, come up with some sort of schedule at some point. It's just, I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a whole lot of stuff going on. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night or early morning, depending on where you are. And we'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.